Hi there, welcome to Manifested e-learning forum. My name is Emlyn Ngwiri and I'll be taking you through alternative investment analysis block revision. We are looking at May 2017, question 3. Question 3A reads as follows. Describe the following types of alternative real estate investment vehicles. Number 1, exchange traded funds. Number 2, commingled real estate funds. Number 3, syndications. Number 4, joint ventures. Number 5, open-end real estate mutual funds. And so we will begin. Analysis. Block revision. We are looking at May 2017. There. Question 3. So we go ahead and try and explain what an ETF is. So we say 1, ETF or exchange traded fund. We can say this is a marketable security, is a marketable security that tracks an index, commodity, or maybe a bond that tracks an index, commodity, bond, or we can say a basket of such commodities, or a basket of such an index fund, of such an index fund, like that. We can continue and explain the next point, which you are being informed, the commingled real estate funds. Commingled real estate funds. So number 2, commingled real estate funds. There. We can say that are private funds which are, say, restricted. So we say that these are private funds, we can say, which are restricted to high net worth individuals. And institutional investors and institutional investors due to the large outlay of capital. Due to the large outlay of capital. The large outlay of capital required. Like that. So once we've looked at commingled real estate funds, we can move over on this other side and explain the next point, which you're saying is syndications. So we are saying then number 3, syndications. There, and we can say these are pools of funds. These are pools of funds invested in large properties, and capital projects. Like that. So these are pools of funds which invest in large projects, including real estate and such like heavy investments there. So number 4, we are saying that we are going to look at joint ventures. Joint ventures there, and we are saying these are an arrangement. We can say that these are an arrangement where is an arrangement where 2 or more individuals we can say agree to pool their funds, agree to pool their resources for the purpose of investing in what we can say real estate, in real estate. So this is where we are saying that there are 2 or more individuals which can come into an arrangement so that you can be able to pool the resources with the intent of investing in real estate or such like activities there. Next point we are saying is number 5, open-ended fund. Ended fund. We are saying we can say is a fund that does not have any form of restriction, is a fund that does not have any form of restriction, any form of restriction on the amount of shares floated, on the amount of shares the fund can float to the public. So we are saying if there is an intent of, or we are trying to say an open-ended fund is like this. If in the first issue a fund has issued this number of shares, probably maybe 100,000 shares, it floats them to the market like that. If it wants, or if the fund intends to raise an additional source of financing much later on, maybe say after 5 years, it can float an additional 300 million shares like that to the public. So in the first case, it initially floated 500 million, for example, like that, and then after some time, it wants to raise additional financing, so it ends up floating an additional shares, an additional 300 million shares to the public like that. On the contrary, we are saying that closed-ended funds, the moment the 500 million shares have actually been floated to the public like that, there is no intent of issuing additional shares to the public like that, so that they can be able to uptake them or take up those number of shares there. So we are saying that an open-ended fund, if there's an intent of raising additional financing, yes, is that opportunity, you can end up floating additional number of shares in future.